Great to be back in our beautiful studios at First Star Logistics. This is In the Trenches with Dave Lapham, brought to you by First Star Logistics. And want to talk about a big trade today. Billy Price traded to the New York Giants. They're having trouble with their offensive line. They felt like Billy Price would be an upgrade for their offensive line. The Cincinnati Bengals pick up J.B. Hill, a defensive tackle, 6'3", 310-pounder. My preference would have been an edge guy, an outside rush guy, because due to injury, they're really thin, paper thin at the edge position. But get a defensive lineman, fair trade. Both of them get to restart their careers. They both came out of the same draft in 2018. Billy Price was a first-round pick, 26th, I believe it was, in the draft in 2018. And Hill is the 69th pick, third-round pick of the same draft. He played at North Carolina State. He's got 116 tackles, 7.5 quarterback sacks in his 3 years with the New York Giants. He's also batted down 3 passes. And he'll be in the rotation, be part of the rotation inside the defensive tackle spot. Other trades, you would think Austin Seibert, he might get some interest out there. A kicker, any team that's struggling at the place kicker position. Seibert had a real battle with Evan McPherson. I mean, it was a titanic battle. Probably the best kicker tandem that's ever competed in training camp for the Cincinnati Bengals in their history. So you got to think that there might be a need out there, a little interest out there for Austin Seibert, and the Bengals just won't have to waive him. Hopefully they'll be able to trade him and get a late-round pick for him. And by the way, the Bengals also get a 7th-round pick in that exchange with Billy Price and Hill. So they get a 7th-round or conditional 7th-round pick, probably based on the performance of Billy Price as he goes to the New York Giants. But will they trade the kicker? Michael Jordan, there's some buzz that he's out there on the market being talked about. I think the Bengals have to be banging the phones big time for an edge rush guy. There was an edge rush trade that was made. Shaq Lawson was traded from the Houston Texans to the New York Jets for a 6th-round pick. Shaq Lawson becomes a Jet. It's a pretty decent opportunity for the Jets to pick up an edge rush guy and Shaq Lawson. Hopefully the Bengals were banging the phones in that opportunity, and maybe they're still banging the phones for other opportunities at the defensive end edge rush position. It's like I said, the ranks are getting thin due to injury, and the Bengals have a need at that position. So trades are an option. There's no doubt about it. And then the waiver wire, you pick guys up off the waiver wire. Sometimes good players are let go because they have a lot of depth at that position group, and they're out there on the waiver wire, and other teams don't have as much depth at the position group that guy was competing in, and you pick him up off the waiver wire and ends up having a great year and a great career. So you never know. The final roster cut down will be tomorrow to 53, but final is in quotations because I think that rosters can be massaged for quite a while. You know, a couple of weeks down the road, there may be something that goes on in terms of working the back end of your roster. So it's only the beginning, as they say, but the cut down from 80 to 53 is significant. And there's going to be a lot of people out there on the streets after tomorrow's final cut down, 4:00 on Tuesday. Everybody has to be at 53 players in the National Football League, and then they build back up with a 16-person practice squad. So then players get another opportunity to extend their NFL careers. And it'll be a little bit it'll be a trying time. It'll be highs and lows for the next day or so for those players that are waived and then brought back to practice squads. That's life in the National Football League. It can be a roller coaster. So buckle up, fasten the seatbelt, and be ready for a ride.
Dave Lapham here, radio analyst for the Cincinnati Bengals, and I'm here to tell you how excited I am about my podcast, videocast, In the Trenches with Dave Lapham, presented by First Star Logistics. Search for In the Trenches on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast from, and hear guests like Bob Huggins, Marty Brenneman, Boomer Esiason, Chris Collinsworth, Andrew Whitworth, Eric Davis, and Rob Dibble, to name a few. Again, listen to In the Trenches wherever you get your podcast or on our YouTube channel.